All right, welcome back to the Board Game Closet. My name's Jimmy, and today I get to show you Splendor Duel, which is a two-player version of the original Splendor. And when this game came out, I remember thinking, I don't know if I need a two-player version of Splendor, because I've kind of already moved on from Splendor. It was a great game, not a whole lot to it, but it was fun. It was an enjoyable game. I still got a copy of it, but I kind of moved on, and I didn't really think that I needed to limit the number of players down to 2, and then it'd still just be Splendor. But as the board game community does, we talk about the games that we love, and I kept hearing about it, so I picked up a copy of this game, and I want to tell you today if you should buy it, just play it, or will you hate it? That's our simple 1-die rating. I'm going to give you that at the end of the game, or at the end of the video, but you might be able to pick up what I think about it as we go along. First thing you need to know are the components. The original Splendor, everybody's complaint was that there was huge box, small amount of components. Why would they do that? The marketing people said because, and people still complain, but in this version, they made the box smaller and they crammed more stuff into it. Yes, they shrunk the token size, but they gave you a board. They gave you these plastic privilege tokens, a bag, and then they stuffed it into a smaller, nice formed box, and they did a great job with it. I love the way that this all packs away back into this box. They did a great job. Now, what about the gameplay? If you played original Azul, then Splendor, then I got games in my head. If you played the original Splendor, this I say would be like a half step up. It's not going to way complicate this thing, but they add on just a few rules that kind of add some interesting things that you need to consider along the way. So let me tell you what those interesting changes are. The first thing is how you choose these gems. In the original Splendor, there was a stack of gems. Whatever was left is what you took. Well, in this one, they added a board, and now you have rules that you have to follow in order to take gems off the board. So you have to take them in a row, like one, 2, or 3 gems. They all have to be in a row, diagonally or orthogonally, however you say that word, but you choose your gems in that way. And if there is a gap, you cannot skip it. So if somebody comes along and takes some that you want, now you're going to have to make a new decision on what you're going to take. I just like that. I just think that it's a fun decision, and it changes the way that you're going to get gems off the board. The second thing that they did that was pretty cool is that as gems start to be taken off the board, you're eventually going to be left with like no good choices left, or maybe they're spread out, or it's not going to be advantageous for you to take gems off the board. So instead, what you can do is you can refill the board, which gives you a cool opportunity because you get to take out new gems, and it's just this fun experience of, ooh, what's coming out on the board, and you get to watch it refill and make new decisions as it comes out. That's great, but what's bad about it is when you choose to refill the board, your opponent is going to get one of these privilege tokens, and a privilege token allows you to choose an extra gem off the board. So although I get to refill the board and have a lot more options, now my opponent gets one of these, and this allows them to take a gem off the board before their turn even starts. So it's at the start of your turn, you choose that, you pay that, you take this, and then you choose 3 gems that you want to take, which is really, really cool. So there are a couple other ways you get the privilege token if somebody takes 2 pearls on a single turn, or if somebody takes 3 of the same kind on a turn. The next thing that they did that was really cool is that they added abilities onto the cards. So for instance, let's see, where's one that I want to show you? This one right here, once you purchase this card, now it says that I get to take another blue gem off the board. As soon as I take it, I use the ability, I get that blue gem. So you're going to be looking at the abilities on the card and figuring out when you want to trigger them. So this one says that I get to take an extra turn. That's cool. And so I want that card, but is now the perfect time for me to take that extra turn? I would say yes. It's always a good time to take another turn, but that's a cool one. And then there is another one that allows you to steal a gem from your opponent. So if you don't like take that, maybe you could skip that. I don't know, but you could reach over and take a gem that your opponent has been using or saving up. That's pretty cool. And so that's another added layer of things that I think really makes the game shine, is that not only am I just purchasing this card to get victory points, but now I'm also trying to figure out when I want to use the abilities that are on the card I love that. The game ends in a race to the finish kind of thing. It's not like, hey, I triggered the end, now you get to try to beat me. No, this is just a cross the finish line kind of thing. So it's either 10 gems of one type, 10 of these little temple things, or 20 total points. And so once somebody reaches that, ta-da, I win, so sad for you, please don't cry. It's that kind of a thing. And so I really like how that race to the end just feels like put some pressure on every single turn for it to be great. So what do I think about Splendor Duel? Should you buy it, play it, or hate it? I give this game a green. You need this game in your collection. Even if you have moved on from Splendor and you're like, I don't want to do that game anymore, at least come back around and look at what it offers, because I feel like it created some cool decisions to be made along the way that make this game so much more interesting to me. And I'm glad that I have a copy of it. So what about you? Are you interested in 2-player only games? Would you add this one to your collection? Let me know in the comments, and we'll see you next time on the Board Game Closet.